This is the next stream, and today I'll be focusing on this entire section of dialogue. I think this specific section that is all put on under one island because past me is an idiot has taken me about, I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 pages long on its own, and I want to condense this all into one specific island idea, right? But before that, I want to get into some of the other stuff going on the channel. I had a comment from, I think on my other VOD that I just uploaded, the one that I did yesterday. Oop, hold on, get that a little closer to me. It was on this, and it looks like that at least one of my subscribers, or not subscribers or viewers or whatever, one of you, Forb K7M, yeah, Forb K7M said that a Discord was a good idea. So if we're going off of that and how my viewer from yesterday's stream talked about a Discord, I will be making a Discord. I don't know exactly when. I'm thinking of probably maybe doing it sometime over the next week or so, but by the end of next week, I'll have a Discord up that I'll have fully set up with all the normal Discord stuff without like any of the bots because I really don't feel like dealing with Discord plugins. I'll be real, but yeah, I will set up a Discord. I promise. I will do this thing. But for now, back to the regularly scheduled programming of me suffering through my past notes. And let's see. All right. It's covered by a large mountain with what looks like tiered platforms with cities placed on top of them. Party rolls, a DC check. What's perception check? All right. Reorganizing the campaign docs. You know what? Actually, hold on. I gotta edit the stream name. Condensing old notes. Campaign notes. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, party is sailing towards the island and notice that a good portion... let's go... Instead of that, it's covered by a large mountain with what looks like tiered platforms with cities placed on top of them, with a giant stone structure at the top of the mountain. Let's instead go... large mountainous island. Large mountainous island covered with homes, covered with houses, stretching all the way up to the peak, with a stone castle sitting atop the peak. All the way up the side, stretching all the stone castle sitting atop the peak. The mountainside with a stone castle sitting atop its peak. Yeah. I don't care about perception checking. Wasn't they see a tiered type of society? What? No. This is a bad idea. Sorry, I think where past me was coming from with this, but tiered type of society, this is an island. No, this entire line of text just does not fit. I'm thinking instead, maybe turn this into a large refugee encampment with the proprietor / owner of the island inhabiting the castle on top. Okay, yeah. Specifically, I know for a fact that this entire stretch of text is basically just me railroading the campaign so hard that I know exactly how I'm going to deal with it. And, like, I knew where the party was going to go. I knew what checks I was going to make when I get there, and that is not what this islands page is for. I'll be so honest. The idea of just the idea of railroading the party that hard in a campaign entirely around exploration just seems like a bit of a letdown. So no. The success party notices that many people in cloaks are eyeing their ship with envious look. Something that they want to steal the contest. There's no, they only blah 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 blah. Show the party higher go to. Well, no, dislike that. I think. Hmm. I think I have an idea for this. Specifically, I want to keep the idea of like a instead of it being like a tiered hollowed out mountain, which I think that's what this is. By the way, I think this was the original inspiration for the Grand Bazaar. If you don't know what that is, you haven't watched any of the other streams. But the Grand Bazaar is like going to be the central hub. Like I think it's the geographical center of the entire map of the campaign. And that and it's just basically a giant trading hub, like trading and distribution hub, where you can basically get anything you need as long as you know where to look, right? Like black market, like dugout in the bottom, you know, all that jazz. But the biggest thing, and I think this original, like, yeah. This island that I have here, the Island of Lost Souls, which I am going to instead change the name of. Refugee Island. I think my idea for this one, right, is there were a lot of people displaced. And in this like original like lesser Magistorm type thing we're talking about, right? Again, if you haven't watched any of the other streams or any of the other VODs, I'm thinking like it basically, long story short, 2,000 years ago, massive like magic fueled storm that completely annihilated the area, and it's why we have a bunch of islands. And then start of the campaign, we have a lesser version of that that just shuffles all the islands around and then time skips the party by like a month or so. I don't know how long I plan on making the time skip, but I'm going to make it pretty significant. And I think that this island, which originally was like my Grand Bazaar type thing, where it was a lot of people living in a tiered society, the higher you go up, the better goods you're going to see, and all of that. And I think what I had the party do was a bank heist, kind of, with this, just because I thought that it fit the vibe, and I honestly don't care anymore. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of having like a tiered society. That is so cliche. Like, come on. I kind of like the idea of an island which has like a lot of surface area, right? That people have just like built a bunch of like ramshackle, like very temporary housing on the side of. And if you like lost your home or your memories or anything like that due to the like storm or the lesser storm that we're talking about, it your just automatic default is to go there and apply for housing, right? And having this kind of thing be a function for that, I think would be really cool. So I think I'm going to go with that. Large mountainous island covered with houses stretching all the way up to the mountainside, with a stone castle sitting atop. Large refugee encampment with the proprietor and owner of the island inhabiting the castle on the top. All the houses. Let's do this. All the houses are ramshackle and temporary, made out of mostly plywood like material, and large mountainous island covered with houses stretching all the way up to the mountainside, with a stone castle sitting atop the peak. A large refugee encampment with the proprietor and owner of the island inhabiting the castle on top. All the houses are ramshackle and temporary, made out of mostly plywood like material, not leek like. And most of the a majority of the survivors of the Lesser Magistorm. You know what? I think that might be what I do once I'm done condensing all of this. Just really organize this down to the way I want to, where the island ideas, instead of becoming a note, is going to become a full folder, so I can have a just each island gets its own thing, and we can go really in depth on each one. And I think after doing that, and then I think I need to go into main narrative and just do this, because this is a lot of this was more like overview notes, and I think what I really need to do is just delete most of this and then take out the few ideas that I really liked and either turn them into characters or island ideas or any of the sort. But then once like I clean this up, I think I might actually be good in terms of summarization, because like the setting and the call to action, these are just all done, right? And the meeting of the party, this tab here, is literally just what I'm going to start doing once I can start writing the narrative. But once this is done, I honestly, this organization thing I have here is not going to be the end. It is merely the beginning of how much bullshit is going to be here. Like this shop table thing, also going to be a folder. I'm going to have a full table for the apothecary and stuff like that, different kinds of potions, like full table for smithy, full table for the general shop, full table for shipyard. The shipyard, honestly, I'm going to go crazy here. I have so many ideas when it comes to upgrading your ship, especially with the like magic system that I have in place. Right, now that I think about it, a lot of the YouTube people have no idea what the magic system's about. So, basically, my magic system that I have, which would be in Lore Dump, I think. Yeah. I'm doing like a runic type system where I'm going to create my own set of symbols and then they each do a specific thing. And you have to use a specific type of ceremonial carving knife to carve them into objects, and you use your life force to do so. And like by life force, I mean like literal HP points, not max HP. Maybe I might do that. I think it'd be pretty cool if like the runes are really powerful or something. But it basically allows you to like give an object a certain effect. Like if I go into like the primary runes, which I'll explain secondary runes eventually, like what is it? Just like pull. It now just has like a gravitational field around it, or repel, a reverse gravitational feel. It is now the object is now just hotter than it's supposed to be. It heats up the object. Like you can do this for like pots and stuff to make like like infinitely heated pots. And stuff like that. And absorb, honestly, when I have like absorb magical power from the surrounding, I'm kind of thinking either magical field, but either way, this basically means that you can do a lot of very specific tinkering to the vessel that you're using because it's all inanimate objects. And if you have like a very technical like artificer type deal or something like that in the party, you can just go crazy with this. Which means that in the shop table, which is this is eventually going to become a folder, not just a note, in the like shipyard area, there's just going to be a lot of raw materials, but also a lot of like preset stuff that you can add on to, like cannons that you can carve runes into, better hull material, better like steering equipment. I kind of also like the idea of like maybe going into blimps eventually because I have a bit of an idea about an island being thrown into the sky, which might be another thing, but that's an island idea for later. But anyways, back to what I was doing. Okay, large refugee island. But yeah, I want this specific island, I think, to act as like a really big like refugee area. Definitely a good portion of them would just spread out into the distance, and all of that. But an island, especially after a time skip, it'll be nice to have this kind of thing where it's like, yeah, this is where all these places went. And if I have party members that have family or anything like that, this could be a spot where they see them, right? You know, callback narrative type thing. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, all right. Majority of the survivors of the Lesser Magistorm now reside here. Now reside here in the temporary housing. Um, and also by changing this into a folder, I also don't have to deal with like this shit. Like, granted, this makes it a lot easier to look at all of them at once, but I think having like a general page where I can just click on the island and it'll just take me directly to that full island page that'll have everything on it will be so convenient. So unbelievably convenient. But for now, let's go back to this. Large mountainous island covered with houses stretching all the way up to the mountainside, with a stone castle sitting atop the peak. Large refugee encampment with the proprietor and owner of the island inhabiting the castle on top. All the houses are ramshackle and temporary, may not apply one in that. Majority of the survivors of the smash will reside here in the temporary housing. We can collapse that because I think I want to add something here. Survivors live in very poor conditions. And I want to have a few things here. Specifically, I like the idea of there being like a despot who owns this type of area. Like basically a very corrupt, like very rich person that like kind of just kept their standing in the thing. Um Character who owns the island. I'll come up with like names for people eventually. I'll be totally honest. If you haven't watched the other streams before, the island theme, like the my naming convention for pretty much all of my islands, right? If you can tell, just a little, just look through. We have Oglio, Osna, Mestep, Wingorg, Inakal, Tioman, Ziapek, Thaliers, Jasrak. It All of these names, they seem really cool, right? Every single one of them is an anagram of something having to do with the island, right? Uh, it is a very lazy naming convention, I'll be real. And to be totally honest, if anybody like looks at my notes or like does campaigns or any like if anybody looks at my notes and like does anything having to do with D&D, you look at the name Oglio and you see Frozen Glacier in front of you, you're thinking, you fucking igloo, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Osna, it's sauna for the volcano circle island. Like, come on, I don't remember what messed up was, I'll be real. I don't, I can't, I Skyfish Storm messed up. I don't know. You know what, hold on. Anagram solver. um the fuck? Oh, it is two T's and then one P. Oh, Tempest. I'm just a dumbass. Okay. Yeah, it Tempest for mess step. I don't remember what Wingorg is. Okay, hold on. I don't remember what Wingorg was supposed to be. Growing, that makes more sense. Like Inakal is clone. Tioman, you know what? Let's find out. Motion, because I'm pretty sure this island, it's like a very undeveloped idea. It basically just like warps the gravitational pull in a bunch of different directions. Like, how do I put this? There's got to be games that I've played that like mess with this idea. But like basically the island has been like fully shattered, and like if you stand on a piece of land, you're going to get dragged towards that land, but that land is probably not in the correct position to be being pulled towards, right? It is just a floating mass of a bunch of different rocks with like houses and anything like that. It was a normal island before this all happened. But yeah, this is something I want to develop more. But Teoman's motion, Ziapek is pickaxe, Thaliers is Slither, I think. Yeah, Thaliers is Slither. Jisrak is actually, this is something that I've been doing to like not immediately get found out. Jisrak is actually an anagram of two words that I took a letter out of each. Because I think it was like shark jaws. Yeah, and I took out the H, Shark, and then I took out the W. Yeah. Shark jaw, but I took out the H and the W because I liked Jisrak as a name. But it's the entire naming convention that I'm going to go off of for the foreseeable future, and I think that one, it's pretty funny. I like it quite a lot, and two, hello, welcome back. It's nice seeing you. I've just been yapping to myself this entire time. By the way, I linked the YouTube channel so you can actually find it. I did the thing that I was supposed to do. It only has like 13 subscribers, so yep. For sure. I will always be doing that. Today, as it says in the title. Oh, yeah. I I said it I think at the start of this recording. For the Discord. Oh right. I really need to get a chat thing. Jeez. Man, I really need to get a plugin that allows me to hold chat like here or something. That would be good. But I will be working on that this week. I have a bit of like schoolwork to get done, and I need to like focus on that a bit more. And to be totally honest with you, I just really don't want to go and set up the roles and everything like that. I'll get it done soon though. Sometime this week, I will get it done. For now, I really just want to condense these notes so that I can like get started on actually writing. Right? That makes sense. Yep, it will get done. Swear to God. Like, hold on. Like, I want it like here, but it won't let me. Can I pop it out? I don't think it'll let me. Like, I want chat to be like here, but I don't know if it'll let me because I think I click on this and yeah, it's gone. Man. Find it one of these days. I'll get a. I will find the plugin or do something that allows me to pop chat out. I'll figure it out one of these days. But anyways, back to the refugee island, which I need to come up with a name for. Oh yeah, Lizar, did I explain to you how my naming convention for islands has worked out this whole time? I don't think I did. I just explained it. I'll go through the short explanation if you haven't heard about it. I might have just said everything yesterday. Hmm. Character who owns the island. Don't recall. So, pretty much all of the islands are just anagrams of words having to do with how the island works. Um, it is lazy as hell. Like the Frozen Glacier Island, which is like a touristy island that just got frozen over with the storm thing. Oglio is just an anagram of igloo. Like Volcano Circle Island that is supposed to have like healing water in the middle or whatever. Sauna, that's where you get Osna. Mestep is Tempest for I think what is this? This is the storm. Yeah, they're a bunch of like fish living in a storm here. But yeah, it every island that I have that's actually named. Yep, sauna is a Finnish word, but I have anagrammed it to be Osna because I think Osna is a cool island name. Nice. I love having somebody who is not in my native country in my chat. That is awesome to hear. Large mountainous island covered with houses stretching all the way up to the mountainside. Castle sitting atop the peak. Large refugee encampment. Survivors live in very poor conditions on the island. Barely enough food. Barely enough food and crappy shelter. Well, they ate everything. Character who owns the island, which I will name eventually. I'll put a note in here or something. Okay. Survivors live in very poor conditions on the island with barely enough food. Crappy quality writing. Character who owns the island is a previous official before. You know what? I guess actually that is another thing that I need to work on. I need to work on what the society was like before the original Magistorm thing. Do I start on that? I gotta go somewhere else. Lizard. Lizard. Or Liz. Lizard. Liz. Okay. I'll just say Liz because I am bad at everything, and Liz is the easiest way to pronounce that. So go by Liz for the future. Who owns the island is previous official before the before the Lesser Magistorm maintained ownership of the island. Character. One of these days I'll start a character document. Character who owns the island is a previous official before the Lesser Magistorm. Benefited or took advantage. Character who owned the island is a previous official. Oh, shoot. I don't know how that happened. Who owns the island is a previous official before the Lesser Magistorm and took advantage. Who took the opportunity to offer his land as refugee support for compensation from the previous world. And that's how I explain away the world government. Okay. There was previously there were a few nations involved in the island and involved in like the island area. Hold on. This goes in concepts for sure. Hold on. I got this. This will be easy. Previously, before Lesser Magistorm, we had. There were a few established countries. There were a few established countries who created a joint military to. Previously, before Lesser Magistorm, there were a few established countries who created a joint military to enforce rule over the islands, who previously self-governed. That makes a lot of sense. There were a few established countries who created a joint military to enforce rule over the islands, who previously self-governed. Previously, it's self-governed. Previously, before Lesser Magistorm, there were a few established countries who created a joint military to enforce rule over the islands, who previously it's self-governed. The joint military was mostly a force for good before the Lesser Storm. Before the Lesser Magistorm. You know what? Adding this to dictionary. I'm going to be using it so often. The joint military was mostly a force for good before the Lesser Magistorm. But after... You know what? Actually... Force for good. Yeah, you know what? We'll just type this out as a full paragraph. Before the Lesser Magistorm. But after has gained a lot of corruption due to a reset in power. Due to a vacuum of power. Because hold on. Because there's a vacuum of power because most of the elected officials went missing. There we go. That actually explains quite well why there's a. Okay. Oh, yeah, to explain to Liz specifically. The in older versions of this campaign, I used the concept of like a world military to that like would enforce rule over the islands, and it's what kind of gave the party the quest to like go out and figure out, hey, why did the lesser magistorm happen. I used it because they have a vault full of like old tech and old magical items and stuff from the previous civilization that's supposed to be like super powerful according to like local legends and stuff. And I was honestly really struggling to figure out how actually to fit that into the campaign itself. I think I talked about it with somebody in the comments of my on one of my YouTube videos, and they had me realize, oh wait, the world military makes no sense in this context now. So it if I flesh out the like society that was in place before the lesser magistorm, and then elaborate on the effects of the power vacuum from officials just either going completely missing or dying all out of nowhere and all of that, I can at least reason why the military exists or anything like that, or why the for one why the world military exists, because it was a joint venture of a bunch of previous countries and all that to establish order. But I can also that can also be the reason why it is now heavily corrupt, because due to the power vacuum, suddenly everyone who survived and is working in the military now basically has the option to become God King of the universe, right? So it that actually is a really good explanation for why that can be there, and I'm really happy I accidentally thought of it. Thank God. Whew. Okay. Back to island ideas. Okay, I want to look at this. The problem protection ship, another perception check. Yeah, no, I don't care. Okay, I don't like this I don't like the escort mission at all. This is so handholdy. So unbelievably handholdy. Alright. Okay. Alexander Hornbread. Who the fuck are you? Right, this is the... Right, I keep forgetting that my whole plot point was finding a bunch of jewels. That makes more sense? Okay. Interested in getting to the top of the mountain. Shopkeeper. Never named her. That's hilarious. Okay, party explores the inner city, asking around for the Thieves Guild, and just by checking everything, yeah. Tell them through an NPC they talk to that this is one of the businesses. Okay. I'll be so honest, I was expecting to get more ideas out of this, but this really is just a step-by-step of what I wanted the party to do. No, dislike it. Dislike it. Just going further underground after some long time, which at the end is a zip 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 up up. Yeah, no, I'm not. Okay. Yeah, I don't care. Buy all that stuff. I'm going a completely different direction in this. Okay. Alright, you new here. You'll be able to find someone to take you up. This is not natural dialogue. Fuck it. Bye. Open and talk to receptionists with each other. If nothing happens as they wait, 5 minutes pass for sitting guess them. This birdie make a percentage from that. They can see there's a 3-inch gap between the floors and the wall. It's in the spring. Yeah, no, I don't care. I remember my party actually going through this, and I remember getting really pissed off that one of them had slow fall. Party's in a massive underground cavern with the walls and ceiling. Okay, I think I actually do want to keep this. Because I think having it... Most of the beginning of that, and I seriously doubt any of you could read it all that fast, specifically Liz, since you're watching this in real time. All of that was pretty much. Oh, you're so fine. I am not going to sit here and force anyone to watch a stream they don't have to. I am. You are so fine. Go and live your life. Go to sleep. It's healthy. I sure didn't take that advice last night, but still. Have a good one. Party steps out of a massive underground cavern with the walls and area ceiling scattered to make a few to go. The area itself is a clutter of stone buildings, each with neon glow paint depicting what they sell and buy. It's full of two types of people. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright. Party steps out into a massive underground cavern with the walls and ceiling scattered around. Okay. I am going to keep this. Specifically because I think it could be a cool idea for a different setting. Or a different island or something. Nah, I don't care. A minute late in front of the gate. Yeah, that's really bad dialogue. Searching for a way to get to the compound at the top of the mountain. Over in the circle, you see 4 people sitting in the assortment of booths, each with a small wooden sign indicating their price and means of getting to the top. Person looks incredibly wealthy with a sign with a high price tag of 30 gold per person, with means no confrontation, no sneaking, just up to the top. Yeah, I don't care. Oh, really? Gross. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like any of this. Did I just past Zolt? Come on, dude. You're so bad at this. You seriously have 3 fucking dudes sitting next into the fucking it's sitting next to each other, all with just different like prices for getting to the top of the mountain. Like, come on, dude. This is ass. This is ass. This is bad writing. Why would these people not immediately just coalition and be like, yep, charge 50 gold per person, fuck all of you. Like, come on. This is dumb as hell. There's no logic in any of this. I'm just tired. I'll make that happen. Really? Fucking monk. 20 gold per person. This is dumb as hell. I am so... This is so dumb. Jobs Tiny Toast Castle, earned by Alexander Hornbread. I'm gonna keep the name. Even though I think the name is also bad, I think that it is at least a name that I have come up with at some point. Okay. I can, you know what, at least change the name a bit to where I can just make him the character and have a slide over here detailing what he's about. In fact, let's go new folder, character descriptions. We're going to do character descriptions. New note. We're going to go Alexander Hornbread. Ruler of... What'd I name this island again? It's a great question. Did I ever give it a name? Nope, I just got totally distracted. Okay, refugee. Survivor. Survive, maybe? I could just go survive, and then how would I do... Versive? I don't know. I don't mind versive. Or Virsuve, maybe? Versuvi? Hmm. Virsuve? Yeah, I could go Virsuve or Versive. Hmm. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna put both names here, and if anybody does watch this, I'll have some amount of Virsuve or uh, Versive. Either one. I am fine with either name at this point, and I can have Alexander Hornbread, ruler of Versive, or Versive slash Virsuve. Why cannot... Okay, or Virsuve. Okay, I now have a character concept. Lovely. We love to hear that. Um, mhm. Corrupt ruler of the island versus the refugee island. You know what? I'm just gonna do Versuve for now, because Versive, but Virsuve, I think it's easier to pronounce because you see Vursive and you're like Versive, Versive, or anything like that. And I think Virsuve, it's like Virsuve, maybe. Yeah, I think Virsuve just makes the most sense. Okay. Add that to dictionary. Add Hornbread to dictionary as well. Corrupt ruler of the refugee island Virsuve. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alexander Hornbread, ruler of Versive or Virsuve. Yeah, corrupt ruler of refugee island. Mm-hmm. Owned the island before owned Virsuve or yeah, Virsuve before. You know, I don't know if I need this in the title. I can just do Alexander Hornbread. And then I can just have links to him in here. And then I can just do this later once I have files for all the different things. Owned Virsuve before the Lesser Magistorm. Held onto it throughout to surviving the first wave due to his survival. Mm-hmm. Took the opportunity to turn his island into a massive refugee encampment. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what? Let's just do like 3 adjectives. Yeah, I think I like doing that. Let's go 3 adjectives. We could go greedy, deceitful, and corrupt ruler of the refugee island Virsuve. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Virsuve actually. If you have any on the YouTubes specifically, and yes, I will say that the entire time, even though I am quote unquote with the youth, just because I think it's funny. But when it comes to this, I think I am just gonna go Virsuve. I quite like that, and overall, I think it sounds better, at least to me. But you know what? If you disagree with me, put it in the comments. Give me free engagement bait. I dare you. It would be pretty funny, all things considered. Owned Virsuve before the Lesser Magistorm, held on to it throughout the survival. Let's go greedy, deceitful. Um, Manipulative. And one more. Hmm. Yeah, just need a bunch of blurbs around him in here. Yeah, greedy, deceitful, manipulative. Own Virsu before the Lesser Magistorm held on down. Survival. Has ties with the military. With the world military. Due to his past affiliation with insert country here. Yeah. Has ties with the world military due to his past affiliation with insert country here. Use these ties to gain power after the Lesser Magistorm. Took the opportunity as soon as I know the rest of me. Impant to turn a profit. Gets government funding. Gets military funding to provide housing, but cuts corners with materials, food, and supplies. With materials, supplies, and general livability. To turn his island into a massive refugee encampment to turn a profit, gets military funding to provide housing cuts, but yeah. Own Virsuv lives in a castle cut out of the stone, cut out of the peak of the mountain. Of Virsuv. Located on Virsuv. Of the mountain of Virsuv. Located on the peak of Virsuv. Maybe I could just go Versuv. Yeah, I think I might do that. Versuv. No, I think Virsuv. It's harder to spell, but it sounds a little better. Yeah. Own Virsuv before the Lesser Magistorm held on to it throughout due to his survival. Lives in a castle cut out of the peak of the peak of the peak of. I didn't even notice. Lives in a castle with a personal guard of indentured. Yeah, you know what? Let's go indentured refugees. He pays them a barely living wage as guards for the castle. Means they're heavily corrupt. Means they're heavily susceptible to just bribing and shit. So as world military due to his past affiliation with insert country here, use these ties to gain power after the Lesser Magistorm. Took the opportunity to turn his island into a massive refugee encampment to turn a profit. Gets military funding to provide housing, cuts, and boards. I think this is good for now, and I can, in the island ideas tab, just add a bit of a thing here. Yeah, Alexander Hornbread, and let's go. Alexander Hornbread and character descriptions. Awesome. Oh, hold on. Can I not put links in here? I was hoping to be able to put links in here. That'd make this a lot easier. Hold on. Okay. How do I link things in this again? Hold on. Ooh, I have 5 total followers. Fun. I don't know who that 4th follower was. Though they aren't viewing the stream. I don't know. Thank you to whoever it was. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, which I feel like this is the only way that you found this and are not watching the stream actively, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, but I gotta figure out how to link this. What? Do I gotta, like, do that maybe? I don't know. Add link to the character descriptions. Like, it... What's going on? Why can't I, like, click on it? It won't even, like... Okay. Okay, that might be infinitely better. Alright. Yeah, I think this is something that I'm going to do now. Yeah, no, that improves readability immediately, and it might look a little, like, blocky, but... It doesn't separate it a ton, but it separates it just enough. Yeah, proprietor. Maybe I'll spell that right for once. Who knows? Yeah, no, that's infinitely easier to read. For sure, yeah. Okay. Oh god, that's a lot of text. Yeah. Maybe like an indent there. That would be a good idea. Boop. Just gonna do a quick few things. Sorry about all this. Hello, new viewer. Oh, scrolling through Twitch. Cool stuff. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Did you come from my YouTube channel? Oh, you're just scrolling through Twitch. Okay. That makes more sense. You want an explanation of whatever the fuck I'm doing here? It's a long story, I'll be honest, but you want to hear it? And Samurai Jack. You know what? Hilarious name. I'll give you that. I am just going to call you Samurai for the foreseeable future just so that I don't get annihilated on YouTube, but hats off to it. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so much text. I keep forgetting. Oop. Up, and there he goes. Goodbye, Samurai Jack. You will surely be missed. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna just keep doing that. Doing all this stuff. Okay. So much text. One of these days. One of these days. I won't have to do this. One of these days I'll stop being lazy and I won't have to do this. One of these days, damn it. Yeah, okay. This will be so much easier. So much easier. Once I do this. So much easier. So much easier. Alright. That's all done. Yep, that is a lot easier. Oh. Ah, yeah, screw you, I don't care. Alright, let's figure out how to ban you. Report. Spam. 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 Confirm the report. Block the user and then immediately ban him. Alright. Question is, pretty sure it's like... Alright. I will... Alright, that's fine. Give me just a second, YouTube peoples. I gotta ban a spam bot. Because you know what? That's pretty funny. Yep, sorry, dude. I don't want to fucking deal with that shit. I don't deal with spam. That's not my fucking shit to deal with. Alright. Yep. Cool. I now have a character descriptions tab. Love it. Literally made one character this entire time. But you know what? It's a start. I'll take it. Alright. Alright. The entire point of this was to go through all of this and then finish the island ideas part so that I can get to the main narrative. That was the entire point of this stream. I need to get there. Top of a giant stone castle, owned by absolutely horrible. The castle is about 3 floors tall, with guards close to the entrance. Okay. 18 AC and 50 HP. The fuck? God, I'm an asshole. I am, in fact, an asshole. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alexander Hornbread's castle. Castle is 3 floors tall, with guards posted throughout. Throughout. Let me think. He lives in the castle. His castle's 3 parts, all with parts posted throughout. I mean, honestly, yeah, large mountainous island covered with houses. Honestly, no. I want 2 tabs here. Versuve is covered with houses all the way up the mountainside. Versuve is an island, or is a mountain. Versuve is a mountain that stretches up the seafloor, forming an island that is just a mountain out of the top. Of that. It is just a mountain. Covered with houses stretching all the way up the mountainside, with a stone castle sitting atop the peak. He lives in the castle. Large refugee encampment with proprietor and owner of the thing. I mean, this is about it, right? Like, in terms of not having a deep dive on the island, all we need to know is, like, refugee island. A bunch of the other previous survivors go there, and a bunch of that other stuff, right? So, and then when it comes to like quest stuff, we would have something like the party discovers, the party is told about the island, and party members who have family have an opportunity to go and visit the island. Of course, once there, they'll either not find them or notice how. Of course, once there, they will notice how everyone is being treated and will either take action or not, depending on morality of party. They meet. The party meets the party meets a refugee. The island who asks for help in getting the rest of their family off the island and into a better refugee encampment in exchange for, I don't know, some sort of insert prize here. I don't know. It's something, but that's about all I care about. The giant stone castle was made up of random hallways with rooms that looks almost exactly the same. What's the point? There's a prison in the basement of the castle. I mean, that's something to put into the thing. A small dungeon cross section where they meet Pete. Okay, I do like Pete, actually. Dragonborn rogue who stole from Alexander Horbed, who they find in his dungeon. Okay. I do like Pete, actually. Sure. You know what? Give me a last name. Island ideas. Did I literally just fucking call him Pete? Am I that much of an idiot? Pete. Okay. You know, Pete. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna do. Pursue. I'm going to put the island in the title. This file. Two links in one file, yeah. Pete. Just Pete. Dragonborn Rogue. Dragonborg. Board. Dragonborn Rogue. Dragonborn Rogue. Let's go conniving. I also need a physical description, huh? Let's go. Middle-aged white man. Middle-aged white man with a short stature. And a balding head with a comb over. Yeah, you know what? Sure, let's make him just the most villainy villain of all time, right? I like some cliches, just not all of them, if that makes sense. A middle-aged white man with a short stature and a balding head and a comb over. Greedy, deceitful. Yeah. Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to put this all under a category, like description and then setting. But for now, I think I'll figure that out. Dragonborn Rogue. We can do like conniving, courageous, Robin Hood type beat. Uh, hmm. You know what? I am not very good at visualization when it comes to something I haven't seen before. Let's just look up D&D Dragonborn. What do y'all look like? Ah, I see. Let's give him like a blue, scaly skin, covered in robes. Let's go 6 feet tall. Or what is the average height for a Dragonborn? Hmm. Average height of a D&D Dragonborn. Average height. 6 and 7 feet tall. Let's make him 6'3". 6'3" blue scaled, Dragonborn, covered in dark robes. Layered with dark robes. In order to hide his presence. In order to hide his appearance. Conniving, courageous, Robin Hood type beat. Found in the dungeon of Alexander Hornbread's. Hold on, I gotta add a link here because I want to be smart about this. Oh, I see. Yeah, never mind, we're updating that. Yeah, updated 3 links. Yeah. Found in the dungeon of Alexander Hornbread's castle. Found in the dungeon in Alexander Hornbread's castle. Was caught stealing. You know what? Yeah, let's go. Caught stealing supplies from his storehouse. Thrown in the dungeon. Under the robes, he is sickly and malnourished in appearance. I need to add the I. I don't know how I typed the SH before the I. Jesus Christ. 6'3", blue scaled dragonborn, layered in dark robes in order to hide his appearance. Under the robes, he is sickly and malnourished. Sickly and malnourished. Sickly and malnourished. Conniving, courageous, Robin Hood type beat. Found in the dungeon of Alexander Hornbread's castle. Was caught stealing supplies from a storehouse and was subsequently thrown into from You know what? I do not need a second link in here. I think having one Alexander Hornbread link is enough. Was caught stealing supplies. Okay, what is imprisonment? How do I say imprisonment? It is imprisonment. I see, I get it. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess I can start talking to the YouTube people now, or maybe Twitch people? No, just YouTube people. No viewers yet. So, it's probably a good thing that I started doing character descriptions, because this is actually how I'm going to have this look eventually. This drop down menu is going to have a billion more things, right? And same with encounter table strips and all of that. But this island ideas thing, if now that you have like a bit of an example of what it's going to look like, that's what this is going to look like for each one of these islands, and probably at least another 30 more. I'm going to have just as big of a document. I really want to flesh out really what's going on these islands. I want to add like specific characters. I want to add like topography and everything like that. I'd love to have a map, honestly, for every island, but we'll see when I get there for that. But for now, back to Pete. Found in the dungeon of Alexander Hornbread's castle, was caught stealing supplies from his storehouse and was sentenced to life of imprisonment. Was stealing supplies to give to the people of Versuve. Was stealing supplies to give to the people of Versuve. Honestly, I should do that as soon as possible. After I've condensed all the lore, I'm gonna do all of that managing stuff. That'll all get done. Because as of this point, after this, all I have left to condense is this narrative section. And really, this is about just as large as what we just went through. And all I'm going to have to do is just take out some of the specific stories and delete most of the text. So it honestly, we're pretty close, all things considered. We're only, I think, 5 or 6 days since I started streaming, and we're almost done actually organizing it, at least getting all the information down to where it's actually good information to go off of, instead of like just blocks and blocks of information that I would just have to parse through every time I wanted anything. So yeah, we're making really good progress, honestly. Shout outs to those of you who are actually viewing the progress. I appreciate it. Found in the dungeon of orcs, Armor's castle, was caught stealing supplies. Was stealing supplies to give the people of Zuv. Avir Suv was a refugee himself and decided to take action against the corrupt ruler. I think that's enough for now. That is a good enough description of Pete that I am okay with it. And yeah, okay. Then let's go into island ideas, and then for quest bits, I can see the party meets Pete. Pete, who escaped from the island, who asked for help in getting the rest of asks for help in getting revenge against Alexander Cornbread. Off the island and into a better refugee encampment in exchange. Revenge against Alexander Hornbread. To save the people of Versuve. In exchange for insert price here. Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. Are there any other ideas that I want to save from this chunk? Because other than that, I might just move on. Prison in the basement of the castle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I needed more of a blurb than literally one sentence? Sorry, two. Yeah, and also Pete probably will have like a thing in here for a stat block. A lot of these characters, especially characters like Pete, Alexander Hornbread may not, because he might just end up becoming like a civilian. But like for characters like Pete, who might eventually fight with the party, will actually have stat blocks down here by the time I get to it. But for now, just a quick description of him will be close enough. Okay, let's go back to island ideas. And then, okay, there's a storage room with hundreds of shelves with potions occupying only the few shelves left. Party can see that there's damage to a lot of the bookshelves. They have fallen to the ground and slammed it multiple times. There are any spots on the floor like a significant floor. If the party decides to put the potions, I'm not sure where to go. Extend life by a short period of time. I do not need... No. The rest of the castle is a staircase heading up to the next level. At the very top of the castle is where storage rooms are final bosses. Maybe they took it. As they walk in... Ah. There it is. Love that. Okay. And then this here... this might go into the concepts area. Yeah, let's go concepts. Add one here. Let's go... let's go concept for an underground Thieves Guild kind of area. Covered in... Let's go, houses carved out of stone. Covered in bioluminescent graffiti. Concept for an underground Thieves Guild kind of area. Houses carved out of stone and covered in bioluminescent graffiti. Place where the party could potentially move into, could potentially get information from. Okay. Added my concept. Okay. I think the concepts note is just going to stay a concept. I think that's a good idea. Same with encounter table. General's just going to become 3 different other pages eventually. And then back to you. I can get rid of you. Yeah, I don't really worry about prostitutes. I think I'm fine. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on Twitch, but you know what? I don't have any viewers anyways, so how are they ever gonna find out? Huh? Tell me that. Okay. That's that done. Isn't that exciting? We're making progress today. Let's go to main narrative. All sides by a vast sea that seems to stretch on forever. Its topography and geography were diverse, and its climate was erratic, with the temperature conditions varying drastically from one side of the continent to the other. Massive nation resided on this continent with a population exceeded the 100,000s. Fortunately, these people's names, race, and personalities and experiences are completely lost. This includes the name of the nation that once thrived and the name of the continent itself. All this is lost to history. It's because of a massive storm like which no one could even dream of, destroyed the entire continent. Okay. This specific section, I really like it, actually. I think that I was slightly cooking when it came to this. But I think that, for one, it's a monologue that needs some work. And 2, it doesn't belong in main narrative. Keep in mind, the way that I am separating out main narrative and lore dump. Is the fact that, I mean, basically, my definition is, the main narrative is just what the party is going to experience. What the party is going to know and everything like that. Like, throughout the story, everything else is basically going to be completely optional, right? The main narrative is the present. What is actively happening. While this, a very long time ago, is going to be in lore dump because it's something that happened in the past, right? Sure, it is going to be a very main component to the main narrative, and it is going to be very, very important later on. But at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be here. So we're going to put this. In fact, probably this entire monologue. Oh, right, and I forgot that I changed the name. That's the Shattered Isle. Whee! Okay. Copy the entire internal monologue and put it in lore dump. World building. Shows the plane is made up of a combination of islands of the vast ocean. This is magical energy. You know what? I can read now. It's inherently team magic abilities. So teams are relating to their combat questions. They all came in different sizes. Special equipment. Hundreds of islands dotted around the plain. Most of them, the further you get from the Grand Zone, the harder it is to navigate the ocean. Special ocean people of this plane develop a certain type of ship that is able to harness the magical power of the sea as a way to propel the boat forward. They call these vessels wave cruisers. Okay, hold on. I need to tab this up. Just because it makes sense to do so. Cruisers. Oh, shoot. Yeah, they come in different sizes. Special equipment and features. Use rune magic. You need two things, all that. Then there's rune magic, and then there's wave cruisers. Okay. And then we can back out of this, and it looks so much better. Okay. You know what? I might actually... Can I add spaces in here? Of course I can't. Alright, I'll have to edit that a little bit, but, you know, problem for future Wyatt. But first, we get a new section here. Isn't that fun? Let's go... You know what, we're going to name this chapter 2,000 Years Ago. Yeah, I'll separate that out into things anyways. I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's a good way to keep the fact that I know where it is. 2,000 years ago will just be a tab where I put a lot of this stuff, right? Cool. Main narrative again. Cool. I can delete all of this now because it has all moved to the correct place. First, have each player describe what they were doing the night before the big storm. Have them describe. Okay, this, however... Okay, this is again another example of the Sunken Isle, or not the Sunken Isle, the Isle of Lost Souls problem that we were having. Or pretty much all of that, like, big chunk of text that we've been dealing with the older islands that I had in previous versions of the campaign. It was basically just I would write down shit. I would railroad so hard on like on the players to the point where I would have every single one of their actions picked out, and then if they started doing something like other than what I thought they would do, I would just panic. So the solution to that: give up. Give up on controlling the party. Why the hell would you ever think that you'd be able to fucking do that? Like, come on. I don't, yeah. Okay, so first things first, this definitely goes under the meeting of the party. Kind of. Oh, shit. Or kind of. No. This doesn't actually go here. Technically, this is just another one of these. This is just this. Or I guess, actually, it would go here, right? Yeah. Meeting of the party. First have each player describe what they were doing before the night before the storm. Call to action. After each player has described what they were doing, then we do opening monologue. Call to action. Each player describes their life and situation before the opening monologue. For example, we have familial matters, general lifestyle. We have why the hell was I doing times? That's dumb as shit. Hello, welcome to the stream. At least I noticed one person join in. If you came from YouTube, you know what's going on. If you don't, if you did not come from YouTube, then I am happy to give an explanation of what is going on, but you'll have to text and chat and ask me about it, because it's a long explanation. General lifestyle. Whatever they are doing in the present moment. Introduce themselves. Introduce themselves. Introduce themselves. Describe their family matters. Describe their general lifestyle. And then whatever they're doing in the present moment. Okay. Okay. And then that should be enough for that. Then opening monologue happens. Then we get into the meeting at the party. Which will actually not be this. Because I think this is bad. I think this is actually really bad. Okay. Scenery as they wake up is what appears to be a small and very rocky beach, no longer than 50 feet across. Rocks are unorganized, and once you travel further up the beach, it changes to coarse dirt. The area is surrounded by trees, large trees that can. Why did I go into a Donald Trump impression? The area is surrounded by trees, very large trees. Biggest trees you've ever seen. What? Come on, dude. Take this out. Come on, man. Come on. By large trees that cast a lot of shade, and once you get past the beach turns into a rocky cliff face, the face of the ocean. Yeah, no. This, fine. This is great, actually. This goes here. Why the hell did I have a trees? Large tree. Come on, dude. Past is old is very bad at creative writing. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, so there's quite a few of other survivors. Appears to be a small, very rocky beach. Am I really? I can probably just say dead bodies. That can't be against Twitch TOS, right? The text dead bodies can be on screen, right? Right? Yeah. What's the harm in that? What could possibly be the harm? Okay. Half their HP taken away. You know what? This can be written better, actually. Hold on. The party wakes up together on a small and rocky beach, about 50 feet across. They feel exhausted. They feel injured and exhausted. They feel. I do not know how to spell. Goddamn. The party wakes up together on a small and rocky beach about 50 feet across. They feel exhausted. You know what? You've sat here a long enough time. I feel like I'm gonna go into the explanation anyways, because you know what? It's a pretty good one. So I'm basically working on a Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I've been working on for the last 5 years or so. It was surrounded by a bunch of different other stuff. It's been a long time. I've had so many documents and everything like that, and I've just now finally condensed everything, right? And I'm just going through and condensing all the information so I can start from scratch and start actually working on it. It's going to be fun. All right. Scenery as they wake up is what appears to be a small and very rocky beach, no longer than 50 feet across. The rocks are designed large and unorganized. Yeah. The party wakes up together on a small rocky beach. Small rocky beach, about 50 feet across. I'm stupid. A small rocky beach. Small rocky beach, about 50 feet across. Let me think. What's a good way to describe how awful they'd be feeling right now? Scenery as they wake up is what appears to be a small and very rocky beach, no longer than 50 feet across. The rocks are large and unorganized, and once you travel further up the beach, it changes to a coarse dirt. The entire area is surrounded by large trees that cast on a shade, and once you get past the beach, it turns to rocky cliff faces that, yeah. Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. 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 As you... Mm-hmm. The rocks turn to forests. Coarse dirt. Rocks turn to coarse dirt up the beach. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Wakes up together on a small, sandy beach, about 50 feet across. I like sandy, actually. Them waking up on a beach is actually pretty fun. It's better visually. Mm-hmm. Party wakes up together on a small, sandy beach. Mm-hmm. The layers. Mm-hmm. They feel exhausted and feel battered and exhausted. Party wakes up together on a small sandy beach and they feel battered and exhausted. Like if they had just went through a hurricane. Through the air in a hurricane. As if fallen into a stormy sea. They feel battered and exhausted as if they had fallen into a stormy sea. I want to add an and here. And they feel battered. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Around them, they notice a few other survivors. Around them, they notice a few other survivors. Mm-hmm. Behind. Mm-hmm. In front of the beach. Hold on. Oh, how do I geographically explain this? Mm-hmm. Once you travel further up the beach, changes course start. Mm-hmm. The beach is surrounded by a dense forest with tall trees that cast a lot of shade. That cast a layer of shade onto the sand. The beach is surrounded by a dense forest with tall trees that cast a layer of shade onto the sand. Mm-hmm. 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 On either side of the beach spans a rocky cliff face. Mm-hmm. Spans a rocky cliff face. Spans a rocky cliff face. Mm-hmm. I can give them a layer of exhaustion, but I don't think that's totally necessary. Mm-hmm. Party wakes up together on a small sandy beach, and they feel battered and exhausted, as if they had fallen into a stormy sea. The beach is surrounded by a dense forest with tall trees that cast a layer of shade onto the sand, and on either side of the beach spans a rocky cliff face. The party wakes up with two other survivors. Blank. And blank. I'll come up with characters for the survivors anyways. I'm thinking like an elderly couple. Like here, hold on. I can actually just type that. Mm-hmm. An elderly couple that are still unconscious but seem generally unharmed. Hold on. Let's raise the camera a little bit so it isn't that bad. Let's raise the mic a little bit so I don't actually have to keep Leaning back like that. Alright. Now I can start typing for real. Okay. Party wakes up with two other survivors, blank and blank, an elderly couple that are still unconscious but seem generally unharmed. I do not know how to spell. Survivors. Survivors. Oh, there's just survivors. I am a dumbass. An elderly couple that are seem generally unconscious. I need names for... Party wakes up together on a small sandy beach and they feel battered and exhausted. They feel battered and exhausted as if they had fallen into a stormy sea. The beach is surrounded by a dense forest with tall trees that cast a layer of shade onto the sand. On either side of the beach spans a rocky cliff face. The party wakes up with two other survivors, blank and blank, an elderly couple that are still unconscious but seem generally unharmed. All they remember, if they wake up, all the couple remembers is going to sleep. Going to sleep and then waking up here. And nothing else. On the same day that the party was... that the party members were also taken on. Were also separated. Players start with half their HP taken away. I don't like that. See a point of some judgment between the people in the place. Eventually one of the people notices patches leading to the heavily wooded area. There is a passage that stretches between... oh, hold on. There's a passage that stretches from the beach into the dense woods. Passage that stretches between the dense woods. Well, you know, now that I think about it, when it comes to basically telling the party, look at that, you're on a beach with open ocean, the water, you have open ocean, two cliff sides that are much higher than you should be reaching, and then just dense forest up into the area. You know what, actually, I need to describe that a bit better. They feel battered and exhausted as if they'd fallen into the stormy sea. The beach is hidden away by two rocky cliff sides. Beach is hidden away by two rocky cliff sides which span the entire width of visible land. Beach is hidden away by two rocky cliff sides. With a dense forest taking up the path behind. With dense forest taking up the path behind them. These are tall. I don't know if I need to keep the tall trees detail. Party wakes up together on a small sandy beach. They feel battered and exhausted as if they'd fallen into a stormy sea. The beach is hidden away by two rocky cliff sides with a dense forest taking up the path behind them. I think that gives the intention that I need, right? Like, really thinking about it, like, when you read that sentence, what I'm thinking is that there's, like, a beach here, and then, hold on, I'm gonna move that and hopefully not have to deal with that noise again, whatever it was. like there is a beach there, and then on either side of them is like a rocky cliff face that like stretches directly in front of the ocean. And there's just this little beach that has been carved away at over time, and then behind them, still surround like blocked off on two sides by the cliff face, is just a path that stretches into a dense forest. I'm hoping that comes across right, but I don't know. We'll see. I might have to explain it just a little bit more detail wise. Or I could also just 3D map it. It's not bad. Yeah, whatever. There's a passage that stretches from the beach into the depths. There is a well-trodden path that stretches from the beach into the dense woods. And, like, honestly, when it comes to putting a glowing yellow brick road in front of the party that just says follow it, I remember in a previous fucking version of this campaign, I had a player who genuinely decided to, like, I used the same intro, as you can tell, for a previous version of this. Though I just, instead of having like actual like rocky cliff faces, I know it says there, but it was basically just like a stretch of beach and then like just rocks past that and on either side. And what my player thought would be a good idea was to have the very smart and intelligent thing to do of taking a chopping down a tree and then carving a canoe out of it to attempt to brave the ocean. Yeah. Needless to say, he almost died on session, like, this was like session 0, where we decided that we all wanted to hang out for a bit longer, so we did the intro of the campaign. And he almost died immediately. I'm not going to say his name, though if he's watching this ever, he knows who he is, the bastard. Swear to God. I learned a lot of lessons from you fucks. There's a well-trodden path that stretches from the beach into the dense woods. Yeah, you know what? As a little blurb here, if the party decides to be annoying and wait it out, a village member will eventually find them. Okay, you know what? I do want to add another character description here, because these people are going to be recurring. New note. I could call them Hansel and Gretel. I could go Hans Bertha. Indeed. How do I want to do this? Who do I want to name the elderly couple? Yeah, I'm gonna also only put one doc for them because I think it would be irritating otherwise. Let me think. Come on. Come on. I can come up with names, like real human names. I could go Gretchen. Hans and Gretchen. Random D&D old people names. Ooh. Let's go Finnegan. Ooh, hold on. Finnegan and Beatrice. What's a good last name? Hmm. Hmm. Finnegan and Beatrice. Hmm. I like Vinewall. Yeah, Finnegan and Beatrice Vinewall. That'll work. Hmm. Elderly. A wealthy elderly couple who got stranded with the party. A wealthy elderly couple who got stranded with the party at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Finnegan. Silver-haired. You know what? It would be kind of funny to make these old people really hot. Like, all things considered, that is pretty funny to just make the old people hot for no reason. Here, hold on. That way I can, like, at least... Oh, am I just moving it too far to the left now? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do like this, right? Yeah. That's fine, that's fine. Maybe a little bit farther down. Boop. Boop. Okay, that'll work. Okay. Finnegan is a silver-haired, muscular, and free-spirited old guy. Silver-haired, muscular, free-spirited old guy. Huh? Their clothes are well kept, but not over the top wealthy. And there's not a scratch on them. Not even wrinkles. We're gonna have Finnegan be 73, and we'll have Beatrice be 74. I don't know, just because. Silver-haired, muscular, free-spirited old guy. Doesn't take life very seriously. Finnegan and Beatrice Vinewall. The elderly couple who got stranded with the party at the beginning. Their clothes are well kept, but not over the top wealthy, and there's not a scratch on them. Not even wrinkles. Finnegan is 73, is a silver-haired, muscular, free-spirited old guy. Doesn't take life very seriously, but somehow... Wealthy regardless. Married to Beatrice. The love of his life. Wealthy elderly couple. They own property on Wingorg as they made their fortune researching agricultural development. They made a fortune researching agricultural development after finding a breakthrough. After discovering a species of potato that can grow through nutrient rich saltwater. They can grow in nutrient rich saltwater. own a property on Wingorg as they own property and land on Wingorg. Own land on Wingorg as they made their fortune researching agricultural development after discovering a species of potato that can grow in nutrient-rich without soil. Reminding their business when the Lesser Magistorm took them. I might actually put this up here. Hold on. We're going to have Finnegan and Beatrice probably just be up here. What is going on with this? What the hell is this link for? Okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Finnegan. 73-year-old, silver-haired, muscular, free-spirited old guy. 23-year-old, silver-haired, muscular, free-spirited old guy. 74-year-old. How do I want Beatrice to look? When the Lesser Magistorm crashed in. The Magistorm happened while they were sleeping. Remembered nothing about their time in the storm. Finnegan is a 73-year-old, silver-haired, muscular, free-spirited old guy. Beatrice is a 74-year-old. Brunette. 74-year-old brunette. Muscular, honestly. Definitely toned. Toned grandma. Type woman. Humors. Finnegan. The end of the day. Wears the pants. In the relationship. The real reason they have any wealth to begin with. Massive impulse buyer. Massive impulse buyer. 74-year-old brunette, toned grandma type woman. Humors Finnegan, but at the end of the day, wears the pants in the relationship. Is the real reason they have any wealth to begin with. Hardworking and determined. Hardworking, logical, and determined. And then we'll go easygoing. Easygoing, kind of an airhead. And let's go hardworking, logical, and cautious. Well, easygoing, airhead, and what's the word opposite of cautious? Stupid, brave. Easygoing, airhead, brave. Easygoing, brave, and a bit of an airhead. Okay, I think I'm good with this. Wealthy elderly couple who got stranded at the party at the beginning. Their clothes are well kept and not over the top wealthy. There's no scratch on them, not even wrinkles. They own land in Wingorg as they made their fortune researching agricultural development after discovering a species of potato that can grow in nutrient salt water without soil. Reminding their business when the Lesser Magistorm happened while they were sleeping, remembering nothing about their time in the storm. have a close relationship with the people of Wingorg. Have a close relationship with the people of Wingorg. Yeah, have a close relationship with the people of Wingorg. Known as a fabulously wealthy eccentric couple. Okay, I think I'm happy with this for now. I'll add more to it later, but main narrative, meeting of the party. There we go. Now I can go straight here. But I'm gonna probably need to have a click back with the main narrative. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, right, meeting of the party. The ocean behind them is now different. Swirling with purple. Yeah. By the way, I know mostly for the past, I'm going to say 30 minutes or so, I've been talking all that much just other than my creative process, which if you're still listening, that's hilarious. I don't know how anyone would be able to. But mostly what I'm thinking here, you know what, the thing that I was about to type, right? The ocean bit. There's something that I wanted to do which caused me a lot of trouble in a previous version of this campaign because I did a lot of underwater stuff, right? And underwater stuff in D&D is very physics based, which means it's very exploitable. And if I'm dealing with the wrong character who knows a little too much about this game, the game is flipped on its head and there's nothing I can do. So, due to the storm that has been, due to the Lesser Magistorm, I have turned the sea into what I call the Painted Sea. Or the setting is going to call the Painted Sea. It is swirling with like a galaxy colored purple and teal blues and just like a very non-water like color, right? Still texture of water and everything like that. And if you put your hand into this water, it's like a D8 of damage, but the type of damage you're taking is completely random. What is it? I think it was like psychic and hold on. I think it should be in the stat blocks. Yeah, the stained sea. Yeah, unpurified water DC 15 con saving throw on a failure. You instantly take 2d6 poison and 2d6 psychic. Yeah, it's poison and psychic. That's what it has, but I've decided to, one, be a little less bad about it. But for every round, any part of your body is like in the sea. If it's like just your hand or something, like a necrotic, and it just swaps between a bunch of different types of these magical like damaging effects, right? Like force damage, everything like that. And if you're swimming in it, it goes from like 1d8 to 2d8 every round as your whole body is submerged in it. And if you drink it, there is a con saving throw. And if you what did I write here? Gain 2 levels of exhaustion. Your movement speed is reduced for 0 for 48 hours, and your vision is limited to 30 feet around you, and that lasts for 24 hours. No, that's bullshit. You know what you're looking at right here? This is a trauma response. And I'll tell you why. Because my asshole party, it just used the sea to the most bullshit fucking advantages. And to be totally real with you, I just really did not want them to fucking touch the sea at all the last bit, and I'm gonna change this a lot. In fact, can I highlight this? Well, either way, the sea is now incredibly dangerous, and I think that uh yeah, it's gonna be a thing. And by the way, stat blocks, it's gonna be another folder. Almost all of these are gonna be folders. There are gonna be very few of these that aren't folders. In fact, if I can get done with the main narrative today, tomorrow when I stream again, guess what? That's what we're gonna be doing. See behind them is net is now colored like a painting. With different blues and greens and purples. Greens and purples swirling around. Like ink in a bottle. The sea is now incredibly dangerous. The sea is now incredibly dangerous. Woo. Partisans find the village. Okay. They leave the beach eventually. Towns will come and happen until they bring to the village and along the path. There's no navigation. Yeah. Here is where the fun part comes in, because I included a time skip for a reason in the beginning section of this campaign. Now, it originally, when I first started this campaign, there was not a time skip. This basically, by throwing them in immediately, I'd have to have a bunch of different, like, annoying interactions with townspeople who should definitely be scared of them or anything like that. Like, I had to play it to where the townspeople were, like, correct. Like, they were acting like normal people, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a bad idea, right? It's bad. It's a bad idea. The village doesn't just fucking trust them, right? So by introducing a time skip, it allows the world to develop to a point where they don't have to, like, fully figure it out themselves, right? I understand for sure that there's an argument to, like, allow the party to figure it out themselves, right? And I definitely think that some players would like that. However, I also think, hold on, let's do that. Yeah, perfect. I also think that there will be times where, if, like, the world has basically been given enough time to adjust ish, right? I'm thinking like a month or 2 months. That way, like, the village people will be like, oh, I know exactly what happened to you. Then they'll just, like, take care of them and explain what happened in kind of like an exposition-y sense, where it won't be like oh, we've already solved the mystery or anything like that. That's the party's job. It'll basically just be like, yeah, about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, you guys fell off the back of this Magistorm thing happened, which I'll introduce the term Magistorm there. And there'll be just a bunch of exposition of, hey, don't touch the sea. Hey, this is what's happened to the world. Hey, and a bunch of this other stuff, and it'll basically be like a tutorial, right? I get to do a tutorial in a way that makes narrative sense. And I think that is really cool. For a couple reasons. Mainly just because the players won't be so stuck at the beginning. Like, having to build, like, relations with a random fucking like, with just a random goddamn town, right? Just, like, having to build relationships with a random goddamn town in the hopes of getting on a ship and getting to another island where the world is still kind of fucked up. And I had a bunch of plot holes with how the hell are these people functioning if this Magistorm just happened. And I had to like make loopholes where some places just weren't affected at all. And now, after if I put in this time skip, I can say, yep, nothing's happened. Or a lot of shit has happened. Let me fill you in. And I can go into a full explanation of what's changed. And that's so cool, right? At least I think so. And it that also means that there's like a genuine reason for the party to explore and to like go and seek out other things. Because if any of the party members have any amount of family, like sure, there's going to be the edgelords where the dad died or anything like that. But by exploring, you can potentially like not only figure out like where your family is, or like maybe a friend or something like that. It you can do things where like yeah, your the villain of your story just fully disappeared or anything like that, or something like that. And I think that's cool. So yeah, I don't like. You know what? What do you guys think? If anybody who has gotten 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 26 seconds into the video, what do you think? Do you think the time skip's a good idea or not? I personally think it's an incredible one, and I'm going to stick to it for now. But if I see a better solution, not only will I probably implement it, I'll credit you. That's what I've been doing for a lot of this stuff. Like I have an island idea that is credited to one of my Twitch viewers, Lizard 7, or Liz for short. And I think I also have a concept down here somewhere that has also contributed to them. Yeah. Um, and I think that having a D&D campaign where, granted, I would basically I if I were running the campaign, I'd probably run it over on this channel, which I think could be cool by the time it's done. But not only would I be running it on the on the channel or anything like that, I would also have like this kind of stuff or like the narrative and everything like that up live. It I don't know. There'd be a lot of cool things that I could do. And like during the fucking thing, I could just shout out people who like helped with ideas, and I think that's really cool. I think that I can give a lot of other like people who are into creative writing and stuff a platform if I eventually get big. So it overall, I think this is cool. All right, back to this. Back to this. Like if old me, why are you making nature or navigation checks to see if they can follow a goddamn path through a forest? Come on, man. Like, come on. Come on. You are an asshole. That's just it. You're an asshole. Mm-hmm. Now hold on. I believe I have an island idea that I made. Is it what? Tiamat, I think? No. I have a starting island somewhere. I think. Or no, wait, no, it's in my Google Doc. Hold on. Sorry, it all of these documents actually that were originally Word documents if you watched any of the old streams, and it uh and are now in Obsidian. They were all originally Google Docs that I would just write random shit in on my phone. And now I keep forgetting that I wrote down a cool idea in that Google Doc and I forgot to put it anywhere else. So I need to install Obsidian on my phone. Hmm. 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 I know I wrote it somewhere. Hmm. Damn, never mind. Maybe I thought to write it down somewhere and just did not. Damn, ain't that some shit? Is it in the concepts tab? Nope. Cool. Okay. Well, um, that means we have to take a bit of a detour and talk about our starting island. Starting island. Now, if I remember correctly, I decided to do a riff on Journey for this. Yanurge? Yanurge. Yornej? I think I did Yornej. Yornej. Jiroi. Yeah, Yornej? Yonrej? Oh, I like Yonrej. Yeah, Yonrej? I like Yonrej. I think that makes sense. Yeah, starting island Yonrej. These campaign peoples, the players, will not be clued into the bit of, hey, I'm naming all of my islands after just anagrams of whatever name is. Oh yeah, I need to make a name for the Undeath Island. People can't die. Yeah. But yeah, this is an island that I actually really like the idea of, and I will end up making a full document for in this campaign. And I plan on crediting Lizard. I don't know, Liz. I will be crediting them with everything. So I think that's cool as shit. And if you guys have any ideas that I end up stealing, or I guess using, I'll credit you. I have a bunch of different, like, for YouTube comments and everything like that. Any type of thing that you bring forward and I put in, I will credit. There will be a little blurb right here on pretty much everything. And once this gets turned into a folder where each one of these is its own document, then I can actually put credit that in, like, the document itself is a big thing. And I'll just, like, shout it out if I ever do this live or anything. So that'd be cool. I think that having, like, a crowdsourced thing, granted, my guess is probably well over a third of the campaign will end up not being my own ideas, but I think that at the end of the day, if the campaign's cool, the campaign's cool. Like, come on. Isn't that sick? I think it is, personally. Alright, I'm gonna have to be ending stream soon. The island where the party starts their journey. An unassuming port town. Unassuming port town with a medium population. With a dense forest covering the majority of the island. Topography. Like here. You know how this is a good thing to explain now, actually. For the, all these islands, the Lorbit's quest details, everything like that, there's going to be a lot more, there's going to be a lot more tabs, right? I think my immediate thing is topography. I want a topography tab where I have a brief description of how the island is just, like, structured and all of that. And then after that, I have the narrative of what the party experiences. Then I have the lore of what happened to the island. And then after that, I have the, or I guess probably the order would be topography, lore, the quest ideas and then the narrative. Or honestly, quest ideas and narrative probably will just get thrown together. Just because I want to be able, I want to have the ability that if a party wants to like see an island again, I want to have a reason for them to go back, right? I don't want every island to just be like a one and done. These are all basically their own mini worlds, right? That I will have genuine characters that are living in and all of that stuff. And throughout the campaign, I'd want to update the characters depending on what's happening, right? I'd basically have a second, like a copy of this basically that I would turn into like first run of the campaign, and then I would add things like, let's say Alexander Horbred, I would literally add dead into the title if they killed him. Or for Pete, I would add the village has been saved and then slowly updated over time depending on what the party does. It what I don't really want, like what happened last time that I ran this, to happen again, where I basically laid out exactly what the party was going to do without really giving them an opportunity to make. They made decisions on their own, but they could have made a lot more, and I think that I really hindered them on a few things. And it by making an outline, right, of like for each island idea, I have a setting, I have a set of characters, and I have the start of the quest. And I have a reward for if they complete the quest. And I have like the setting of that quest and what they'll do on the quest and everything like that. But after that, it's up to them. What, however they decide for like in islands on Virsuv, for the quest idea of meeting Pete and helping getting revenge for to Alexander Hornbread, right? I don't want to say like, yeah, they're gonna kill Alexander Hornbread by the end of this, right? They could easily just capture Alexander Hornbread and then turn him into the authorities or anything like that for embezzling money out of the stuff they were paying him for. They could instead, if they were an evil party, I know that for a lot of what I've been talking about here, it's been like a very positive party or anything like that. But for like an evil party or a party with a few members that are evil, some could just fucking side with Alexander and be like, yeah, fuck those poor people. They're they're the ones who didn't own a goddamn island. Fuck them. They're the ones who chose to go to this one. It's their fault. So I like the idea of there just being an idea, and then if they get to like this specific ending, there might be a reward. Or if Pete here is satisfied with the result or anything. And then it's why I like have an instance of Pete, right? Like where they meet him, and then I'll have a bit of a backstory involved with him. Right now, all we have is just like a snapshot in his character. This is just a like general definition. But like past that point, I don't really feel like nothing. Now, okay. I don't like the nav checks here. But yeah, I think that I have learned a lot about what I eventually want to do. And I've learned quite a lot about the way I want to do a campaign. Railroading versus sandbox. And I think the way that I would describe what I want to do is I have a lot of like instead of a sandbox, it's like an ocean, but there are currents going in a bunch of different directions, right? And the party can choose a current to go on, but they could like just jump off the current at any time, or can just follow the current normally, or can like jump onto like a splitting current that happens sometimes. I think that that would be cool. And I think that is the way that I want to develop this campaign. Like the beginning, of course, will be very like handholdy, and we're gonna teach you what exactly happened. Here's a place that I want you to go. There isn't really anything else in distance. But then like for the story elements, like right now, the first 5 story elements that I want to get done are the setting, the call to action, the meeting of the party, which will be the initial sequence of the starting island, the real call to action, we can say, which is the once they get to the Grand Bazaar from Yornej or Yonerj. Is it Yonerj or Yornej? Which did I decide? I don't remember. Yeah, Yonrej. Yonrej. Okay, Yonrej. I depending on how they do that like after Yonrej, they go to the Grand Bazaar. They get some information on what's going on because they have literally no money other than whatever's in their pockets. They could shop a little bit, I guess, but they can decide from there whether they want to like work odd jobs to work up to getting a boat, or if they want to like hitch on other vessels to go to other islands. But like it, the only narrative importantly thing that is going to happen at the Grand Bazaar is just going to be the hey, the military comes in recruiting adventurers. Hey, you recruit, you get up to this rank, come with us on this expedition to this island, and if you find any information on what happened with the Lesser Magistorm, we'll give you X amount of gold and an item from this really important vault that has a lot of cool stuff in it, right? Vault. VAULT. After that, the party can just kind of choose what it wants to do, right? Like, if they earn enough money to get a vessel and everything like that, they can kind of decide to like I have a whole adventuring system that they can go through that. They can just choose to instead go and find whatever happened to their parents or like whatever happened to extended family first or anything like that. Or I don't know, there's a third option. But after that, there is going to be a very big in between of just quest exploration, right? Just find islands out there because there isn't going to be a real map just yet that's very like highly circulated. But there will be like here, hold on. I need to move this slightly farther away. Like there will be some like story points where like I have a few islands that are probably going to be pretty necessary to eventually visit, like here. The Thaliers and Jisrak. All right, hold on. Like Thaliers and Jisrak are specifically very lore heavy islands because they each involve Thaliers is a an island that is based entirely around a snake race that evaded the giant Magistorm by tunneling underground and finding a freshwater, like a fresh groundwater pool, and just living in that area until the Greater Magistorm just kind of fell over. And then generation after generation, they lived on barely. And they will offer a lot of information as to who and what the original what the original Magistorm was about, the greater one, and then what theoretically the others could be about, right? Or and same with the Sharkjaw Island, which is going to be mutated descendants of specifically the Sharkjaw Island, Jasrak. For Jasrak, I swap depending on the hour. For Jasrak, I specifically there's going to be less information on Jasrak than there is Thaliers, but Jasrak is really important because it'll be like, oh, the nation, like the previous nation, it didn't just happen to them. They did something, whether that's something angered a wrathful god or if they did it to themselves or anything like that. It wasn't just pure happenstance, it was caused by something. They have their entire settlements underwater and surrounded by a purification layer of thing. And then this one, the snake race that I've decided on doing, which I think I've been calling them Nagas this whole time, which might just be a whole D&D race into themselves, but I'm going to edit it a lot, have a very long lifespan of about 500 years or so. So they're only in like their 5th generation, and they have an updated library with a lot of previous information. And it's going to be a lot higher of a challenge rating of an island. Like I have an entire like adventuring rate system, which is basically just if you aren't level blank, then you can't be here. You are not allowed to go to this island. And I'm thinking that I make the Leers or something. Like I have an idea for an island that was an old temple that the military finds and is like, okay, calling all X-ranked adventurers are higher, and whoever comes with us, you're getting hired, and you come and do shit, and it all that stuff, right? So I'd rather basically there's gonna be a lot of directions to go at the very beginning because like really all you have is Yunrej. Like you go from Yonrej to the Grand Bazaar, and then once you go to the Grand Bazaar, you're basically just thrown out into the world, right? And honestly, I think that session 1 could just be those two things, and at the end of the session I tell the players, "Okay, by next session you have a plan." And then after that we just go. So I think that's my plan. I think that is going to be my plan, but if you have any other ideas, throw them in the comments. As I said, I'll credit any who give me anything good. Granted, the credit that you'd be getting would be from somebody with 5 Twitch followers, and as of right now, 13, maybe 14 subscribers on YouTube. Hold on, let's check. Let's have some fun. 13 subscribers. I haven't gained any. Which is fine, honestly. I'm not too worried about it, I'll be real. At the end of the day, I'll slowly build an audience. But for now. Alright, but I think, honestly, it's about 8 p.m. for me, my time. I am going to end stream. Or I guess end the YouTube video since I'm not streaming to any viewers specifically. Next time I stream, which will either be tomorrow or probably Thursday, I'll go through the rest of the main narrative, clean this up, and then after that, either if I'm still feeling it, I'll start organizing everything to where it's actually the format that I want, or I'll go, or I'll start actually writing the narrative itself, depending on how I'm feeling. All right. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Well, not see y'all later. I keep forgetting that I have to do this. I will see y'all later.